doesn't sell White Claw, but Trader Joe's is being sued over claims that 2 of its store brand chocolate products have unsafe levels of potentially toxic heavy metals. Not the music. The pair of separate class action lawsuits accuse the popular grocer of, quote, deceptive and misleading business practices over its marketing of Trader Joe's dark chocolate and Trader Joe's the dark chocolate lovers chocolate.
The plaintiffs allege the grocery chain failed to disclose to consumers the 2 chocolate products contain dangerous levels of lead. Some dark chocolate brands tested do have levels that meet safety standards, but not these 2 bars, according to Consumer Reports. The lawsuit states overexposure to lead can cause various health problems and also can cause damage to kidney, liver, and bones. Trader Joe's did not respond to a request for comment about the lawsuit. So let's take up the case in our National Report Court. Hunter Shkolnik will be representing Trader Joe's on the defense side, and Wendy Patrick taking the side of the plaintiffs here. We will be, again, bringing this case forward in our National Report courtroom. Wendy, if we could, let's start with you. Let's make the case.
Okay, so I call this another edition of Food Court. This is the dark side of dark chocolate. We are used to hearing about the health benefits: less dairy, less sugar, better for you, lowers blood pressure. But according to Consumer Reports, dark chocolate also could contain, as you mentioned, high levels of heavy metals. Now, this is the problem with this particular lawsuit for Trader Joe's. This was filed by somebody that reads labels. You know, your mother always told you, make sure you look and see how much sugar is in a product. Are there any chemicals? Well, this man apparently was reading the labels to make sure there wasn't anything dangerous or harmful in dark chocolate. But if you eat more than 1 ounce a day, and according to my math, that's about 6 Hershey's Kisses or maybe 48 to 52 chocolate chips, that could expose you in these 2 Trader Joe's products to dangerous amounts of heavy metals.
Yeah, jumping into the lawsuit here, and I'll go to Hunter, but just to get for a good measure here, Consumer Reports measured heavy metal levels in 28 dark chocolate bars, found 5 had above the safe threshold for lead, including one from Trader Joe's. The Post put this out as well. How do you combat this? Is this going to be a problem for Trader Joe's? And also, they're not the only ones that sell dark chocolate. Hunter.
Well, you have to look at this as, it's not just a Trader Joe's issue here. And I agree, it's just a small amount of chocolate that you're talking about, but lead exposure or heavy metal exposure in many of the things we eat are unfortunately present. FDA tries to keep this out of the food supply. We know that there's always going to be some levels of heavy metal in whatever we eat. So here, Trader Joe's, like every other seller of these types of chocolates, are doing their best. And remember, these minor levels, these small levels of metal that are showing up, does not equate to damage in the human being. We see this quite often. You have issues about whether or not something can cause an injury or whether or not it does in fact cause an injury. And I think what we're going to see here over the years, and I'm sure there will be lawsuits following, addressing this, but I think we're going to find out that the level of heavy metals that are being found, these trace levels, are not toxic to human beings. However, every case is going to be looked at individually. So it's not a simple answer, no matter which product you're looking at.
Yeah, the argument, it's just a little lead. We'll see how that holds up. Wendy, let me ask you, though, about another claim from the plaintiff here, that Trader Joe's must have known about the chemicals and deliberately failed to disclose them. The lawsuit alleging that the grocery chain tests its products for safety and also receives documents from suppliers of ingredients it uses about the chemical levels in those products, information that consumers might not have any knowledge of. How does that play into the plaintiff's argument?
Emma, that's exactly it. It's an issue about disclosure. So Trader Joe's is being sued for a sin of omission, not revealing the fact that its products, and these 2 in particular, contain potentially dangerous amounts of heavy metal. Now, I agree with my colleague. Sure, there's lead and cadmium in many products, and it's hard to stay away from some of this. But it's an issue of revealing that to the consumer. Because when you have label reading grocery shoppers like this man was, they're not going to buy a product. I mean, Trader Joe's got great prices, but they're going to buy something else that doesn't contain even a potentially dangerous amount of heavy metal. That's the issue with this lawsuit.
Okay, we'll leave it right there. Hunter Shkolnik joining us, Wendy Patrick joining us for National Report Court. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.